The Backrooms is a hidden area in Remnant 2 that contains 3 developer items, one of which unlocks the Archon Archetype. To access the Backrooms, we'll need the Corrupted Ford loadout, which calls for a very specific set of items and skills, all of which will be covered in this guide. As usual, useful timestamps can be found in the video description. To start, we'll need the Realmwalker Armor Set. There are 2 ways to get this armor. The first is to create a new character with Explorer as their starting archetype. This can be done after purchasing the Golden Compass on any character. It can be purchased from Wallace in Ward 13, but only after getting the Broken Compass, which is obtained by defeating the final boss in campaign mode. The second way to get the Realmwalker set is to purchase it from Whispers in Ward 13. It's not entirely understood what enables Whispers to sell this armor set. I've beaten the campaign a few times over and created a new character with Adventurer as the starting archetype. Perhaps that is what will get Whispers to sell the Realmwalker set, as it was available for me to purchase. If more definitive information on this becomes available, I'll be sure to share it in a pinned comment. Next up is the Void Heart Relic. This relic is located at the Alepsis-Taura location on Nerude. You may be able to reach Alepsis-Taura on either version of Nerude, but I got there specifically on the version that starts at Seeker's Rest. To get it, you'll need to complete the main quest on Nerude and activate the console near the final boss without using the override pin. Once you've done that and defeated the final boss, return to and speak with the Custodian at the Ascension Spire. Following this, you'll have to wait a full 12 hours, and whether or not it needs to be in-game, I'm not entirely sure of. In any case, after enough time passes, the Alepsis-Taura location should be accessible on Nerude via fast travel. Just make sure you finished all business on Nerude before going to Alepsis-Taura, as doing so will make the rest of Nerude inaccessible. At Alepsis-Taura, you should see the Void Heart floating in the distance. Next up is Ford's Scattergun. It can only be obtained on the version of Yesha that starts at the Red Throne. After arriving, start by heading straight for the throne room. There, speak and make nice with the Eternal Empress, choosing all the cooperative and friendly options. Finish the conversation by picking the Kill the Beast, what could be easier option. After that, you'll need to progress through the entire main objective of this biome and defeat the final boss. And if you come across the ornate lockbox, avoid giving it to the Empress, at least for now. After defeating the final boss, return to the Empress and speak with her. Choose the Abomination is Slain Your Eternity option, followed by Long Live Her Permanence, and finally the Kneel option. Doing so will get you the Seal of the Empress Ring. Next, equip the ring and head back out of the throne room towards the fountain. Go into the room that is to your left while looking at the throne room. There, a secret chamber will open when you approach it while wearing the Seal of the Empress. Inside, Ford's Scattergun can be found. Next up is the Labyrinth Staff. Starting at the fractured ingress of the labyrinth, head down the left bottom path. You'll need to go through the labyrinth area and open this shortcut up if you haven't already done so. Move past the shifting portal and jump down to a platform that forms in mid-jump. Wait for a platform to appear at the next gap and hurry across, then follow the path to an arena where you will need to defeat a boss named Bastion. After defeating it, you can find the Labyrinth Staff at the far side of the arena. The last weapon we'll need is the Cube Gun. This one is relatively straightforward. If you have already cleared the labyrinth and defeated the Labyrinth Sentinel boss at the end, then you should already have the required material to craft the Cube Gun, which can be done through McCabe at Ward 13. Now let's move on to the rings. The Amber Moonstone is sometimes sold by Cass at Ward 13. Check back every 30 minutes or so until she has it for sale. The Black Cat ring is sold by Reggie after dying a total of 15 times. Anastasia's Inspiration is sold by Whispers for 3,000 scrap. And finally, we have Zania's Malice, which can be found on Root Earth in the Ashen Wasteland area. Starting from the first minor checkpoint, you should see a small hole in the wall above the main path forward. Duck into the small space to find Zania's Malice. Next up, we'll need Leto's Amulet. It can be purchased from Reggie after flopping or attempting to dodge roll while at or above 75 Encumbrance at least 100 times. The easiest armor set to get that will provide that amount of weight is the Leto Mark II. We'll start from the Fractured Ingress checkpoint at the Labyrinth, then make our way down one of the two side paths. There is a portal at the end of the path, but behind that and off the edge there is a second portal that you can drop into. This will lead you to another area with an otherwise unreachable portal. Go through it, then climb your way up the nearby stones to a hidden elevated area. Once on top, make your way to and through a narrow corridor to reach a biome portal. Use the portal key to open it and travel through. Doing so will take you to the interior of the cargo ship near Ward 13, where both the Chicago typewriter and the Leto Mark II armor set are waiting. All that's left to do is equip the full Leto Mark II set and flop around 100 or so times. Once you've satisfied this requirement, you can purchase Leto's Amulet from Reggie. Finally, we'll need to acquire and level up 2 secret archetypes to unlock specific skills. One of them is the Explorer archetype. To get it, defeat the final boss in campaign mode to obtain the Broken Compass. Then bring it to Wallace to purchase the Golden Compass, which will unlock the archetype. You'll then need to use the Explorer archetype until it reaches level 10, unlocking the Fortune Hunter skill. The second archetype we need is Invader, and this one is a bit more complicated to get and requires a more in-depth walkthrough. In order to unlock the Invader archetype, we will need the Dreamcatcher melee weapon, so let's cover that first. The Dreamcatcher is obtained in the Loadout biome, specifically the version of it that begins in the Morrow Parish overworld location. If needed, I recommend re-rolling for this location in adventure mode so that you can keep your progress in campaign mode. Starting in Morrow Parish, you'll need to make your way through the overworld until you find the entrance to the sublocation with the exclamation mark over it. For me, that sublocation was Cotton's Kiln, however it could be a different location in your game such as the Great Sewers. As long as you see the exclamation mark over the entrance on your map, then you are on the right track. Once you've defeated the final boss in your respective sublocation, you'll be guided to an exit that leads to a new region of the Morrow Parish overworld. Make your way through this new region until you reach the Morrow Sanatorium checkpoint. We'll need to perform some key actions here, so follow closely. We'll start by entering the asylum on the second floor. We'll then need to get 3 stone-carved dolls, the first of which is down on the first floor. Along the way, we can open up a door for a small shortcut. After grabbing the first doll, exit the room and turn left, moving through a hallway and down a flight of stairs to the basement. If you turn left at the mass of webs, you'll reach a dead end where a simulacrum can sometimes be found. Just stay away from the metal grate in the wall to avoid being eaten. Going the other way, we'll make a quick stop at one of the cells on our right and duck through a hole in the wall to find the shock device amulet. Returning to the hall, the last cell on the left houses a prisoner, the apparent head doctor at the asylum. You can talk with her if you want, but it won't be productive to do so until later. For now, continue forward and climb the stairs that lead to the asylum's courtyard. We can quickly open a pair of doors to make a nice shortcut back inside, but before going back, we'll grab a second stone-carved doll from the far corner of the courtyard. We'll also need to open up the shed, which will result in a small boss fight. Defeat the boss, then return to the shed and pick up the asylum 3rd floor key. Next, we'll head back into the asylum and make our way up to the 3rd floor. With the 3rd floor key, we can now access this area. Weaving our way through, we'll first grab the 3rd and final stone-carved doll. Before going back downstairs, we'll find the broken window on the 3rd floor and jump out onto a balcony. The prison cell key and potentially a simulacrum can both be found here. With that, we'll head back down to the basement where the prison cells are located. As a quick warning, these next steps should be performed in a specific order. First, speak with the head doctor through the door and select the I have something of yours option, followed by the Are these your sculptures? Give dolls option. This should remind her of an old song where 4 specific numbers are mentioned, those being 2, 9, 7, and 1. This will be useful to us in just a moment. For now, continue speaking with the doctor and make sure to ask her any questions you might have before picking the Unlock the Door option. I want to avoid showing and spoiling the moment you open the door, but you should be able to pick up the Nightweaver stone doll from within the cell after opening the door. With that in hand, we'll make our way back to the 3rd floor of the asylum. Make a quick stop on the 1st floor in the room that contains a combination locked safe. You can enter the number combination from the head doctor's song, 2971, to unlock the safe, gaining access to the double barrel shotgun inside, which is a handgun class weapon. From there, we'll move all the way back up to the 3rd floor, and this time we'll need to go all the way to the end of it. Once there, a magic door will appear, and this should always lead to the Namue's Retreat sublocation. Keep moving forward until you reach Namue and then speak with her. She offers special crafting services, but for now, we just need to speak with her until the I'm ready, send me to the Nightweaver's hunting grounds option can be picked. Selecting that option will send us to a second overworld location, the Forsaken Quarter. Once again, you'll need to make your way through the overworld until you reach a sublocation entrance that has an exclamation mark over it on the map. This can lead to different sublocations depending on procedural generation. For me, the sublocation that was chosen was the Gilded Chambers, but don't be alarmed if it's a different location in your game. After defeating the final boss in your respective sublocation, a waypoint should appear leading to an exit. In addition, on your way to the exit, you should encounter a wraith feeding on a corpse. Approaching will cause her to wail and flee, leaving behind the Soul Key Tribute quest item. Pick it up, then go through the exit. You'll find yourself back on the 1st floor of the asylum in a previously inaccessible room. Open the nearby door and make your way back down into the basement. We can now interact with the bundle of webs and use the Soul Key Tribute. This will open the webs, which we can then interact with again to be transported to a new location, the Tormented Asylum. This is where the final boss of this entire biome is encountered, but before fighting it, find and enter the open prison cell containing more webs. Finally, interact with the webs and offer up the Nightweaver stone doll to be rewarded with the Dreamcatcher melee weapon. Now that we have the Dreamcatcher, we can move on to the final stages of unlocking the Invader archetype. We'll first need to reach the Root Earth biome, which is only accessible in campaign mode after defeating the final boss in each of the other 3 biomes. In short, it is the final major area of the game. The first section of Root Earth is the Ashen Wasteland, and although we will still have to get past it to get the Invader archetype, we can snag the Invader's armor set and 3 other nearby uniques as we progress. Near a corner in that first open space of the Ashen Wastelands, look for a small opening into a building. Duck beneath it and head to the upper floors. Perform a series of jumps and then drop into a small secluded area to find the Reaping Stone Ring. Next, retrace your steps back to the top floor, but don't drop down into the secluded area. Instead, jump from the top floor down to a concrete wall, and aim towards the tangent wall of the building so that you don't roll off. You can then walk down into another secluded area where both the Steel Katana and Dendroid armor set can be obtained. Finally, near the end of this first area is a semi-truck within a raised and cracked area of ground. There is a specific spot where you can climb up to the raised area, and then beneath the truck you'll find the Hellfire handgun. From here, you'll have to proceed through the Ashen Wasteland and face a gauntlet of tough enemies and bosses. Eventually, you'll reach the second major area of Root Earth, the Corrupted Harbor. Once more, you'll need to either defeat or run past many tough enemies to reach the first checkpoint, which is located inside a dilapidated cargo ship. From that checkpoint, head down the stairs and enter through a fog wall into an arena-like room. You'll need to defeat all the enemies in this room before proceeding. Once you've done that, locate a small archway that leads out of the ship. Follow the path into a clearing with a root growth in the center. There's an amulet here, but before picking it up, make sure the Dreamcatcher is equipped, then perform a melee attack on the root growth. This should result in an interaction that gives you the Walker's Dream consumable. If you're playing co-op, your other party members will also need to use their own Dreamcatcher on the root growth to get the Walker's Dream consumable for themselves. At this point, a group of enemies will spawn in to ambush you. Defeat them, then grab the Escalation Protocol amulet from the root growth. Even in co-op, only one player needs to do this next step. Go to your inventory and assign the Walker's Dream consumable to a Quick Select hotkey. Then close the menu and use the Walker's Dream item via Quick Select. This will transport you and any other party members to a new area, the Twilight Vale. Here, you'll need to defeat a boss-type enemy, Bane. Upon success, both the Supercharger Mutator and the Wooden Shiv archetype material will be added to your inventory. Finally, return to Ward 13 and speak with Wallace. There, you can trade in the Wooden Shiv, 10 Luminite Crystals, and 1000 scrap to obtain the Serrated Root Blade. All that's left is to use the Invader archetype until it reaches level 5, at which point the Wormhole skill can be equipped. Once you have this exact set of items and archetype skills equipped, your character should gain a Corrupted Aura. With that, we'll need to head to the Corrupted Biome portal at the Labyrinth. Start by going to the Shifting Portal. It's easy to reach from the Fractured Ingress checkpoint, assuming you opened up the shortcut. Wait for the portal to be facing downward and panning right. We'll need to go through a couple seconds after it first phases in. If timed right, a landing pad will form beneath you. It's just a short run over to the Corrupted portal from here, and with the Ford loadout equipped, we can actually interact and open it with the Biome Portal key. This portal will take us to the Backrooms. Once inside, you are given about a minute and a half to look for the 3 secret items hidden about. But you can always return to this location if you don't find everything the first time. Also, you can use the Fortune Hunter skill to help. My first time here, I found the Strange Box, which is the crafting material for the Archon Archetype. I then had to re-enter the Backrooms to find the remaining 2 items. The first was the Bisected Ring, which grants infinite stamina. And the second was the Gunfire security lanyard, which automatically reloads guns over time. Finally, to unlock the Archon Archetype, head to Wallace and purchase the Hexahedron Engram for 1 strange box, 10 Luminite crystals, and 1000 scrap. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me in the comments where I'll do my best to help. If you want to see more great guides, you can head over to my channel, and if you're new, consider subscribing. You're helping me feed my cat. Her name's Marshmallow. Have a great day if you're here today, have a great Saturday, and a great weekend. And as always, thanks for watching.